So the officers were dispatched here to a residence on the 2100 block of North of Boonville at about 9:15 p.m. They were sent here regarding a domestic assault. The suspect had left the house with a gun just before officers arrived. While officers were in the house, they heard a gunshot just right outside the house. Got the scene secured. We did locate the suspect in the area, and he was taken into custody.
Now, was that the police presence that was down the street there at Lyon and Dale?
Yes, sir.
Okay, just wanted
Yes,
to make
sir.
sure. Is anybody injured in this situation?
No, thankfully.
The suspect that was put into a police vehicle back there, they did an extensive search on him. They asked him if he had a firearm, and they didn't seem to locate any. Have you guys been able to find the firearm?
We are still working on that as we speak.
Okay.
I assume that's what the canine search was?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Overheard police talking about looking through alleyways, east sides of buildings. How extensive, if you could describe this search? It seems like you guys have been out here for a while.
Yes, so basically what we did, as you can tell, we had heavy police presence. What we do is we establish a perimeter, try to keep people from coming in and out while we are trying to look for this article, things like that. The search was very extensive. Initially started off with looking for the suspect, and now looking for an article.
There's a very heavy police presence when I got here. It must have been like 15, 20 cars or something like that.
Right.
And from what I was told when I got here, officers were on scene already, like you had said. So thankfully nobody was hurt. But we had heard on the scanner that the suspect was in a shed behind the house when that shot was fired. Is that accurate?
That was our first thought, and then while we were setting up around the shed and trying to take care of things like that, officers in the area on our outer perimeter located the suspect walking down the road.
I saw that there was, I heard a negotiator at some point.
When something like that happens and we suspect we have a suspect barricaded up, we basically go ahead and try to get all of the resources that we have available out here to us.
So the suspect was found down there, but I think that it was, so were you trying to determine if there was anyone else inside the house, and that was why the microphone was being used?
Yes, exactly.
So there was also, I know I keep asking questions.
You're good?
So there was a Bearcat and shields and vests and what was like AR-15 style rifles.
Right.
Can you just walk me through the preparedness into a situation like this? I know that you don't know exactly what's going on, but it's best to be prepared.
So I don't know if you guys heard the radio traffic at all, but you could hear the gunshot on the radio traffic. At that point, you're right, we don't know exactly what all is going on, but like I said, I want to get all the resources I have available to me on scene, so if something more dynamic presents itself, I have what I need to deal with it there, including the Bearcat, the shields, and less lethal options as well. So.
Better safe than sorry, though.
Exactly.
Were you guys able to determine a connection between the suspect and the location that you arrived at?
Yes, they live there.
The suspect?
Yes. Sorry, the domestic assault.
Okay.
So those involved in that.
Any particular motive behind that?
Not that I'm aware of right now, but the investigation is still developing and still ongoing, in interviews and things like that. So.
Just one last thing for me. During this time of year, we ran a little something on it yesterday. There's a higher frequency of these domestic situations. How does the police department prepare for kind of an uptick like that?
I think we're always somewhat prepared for that as far as domestics go. I don't know that we really, it's just something that we prepare for, as far as call load goes, manpower wise, we really try to make sure we got, as many officers out here as we can on the holidays. But really on the backside, the investigation side, they're the ones that really got to do most of the follow-up, and that they also prepare for that as well.
So it's just being prepared for all situations at all times, and keeping in mind when there is a higher frequency event happening.
Always.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
Well, anything important that I didn't ask you, or that you want to say that you didn't get the chance to?
I think as far as all the information we know right now, I think it's been covered. As far as, stuff that develops on the backside, like I said, the follow-up investigation, things like that. When a probable cause statement's presented, you can always get more information on that. So.
Did you say are they related? They just live together?
So, whenever we say domestic, that means that it's one of those. That either they're related through a relationship, marriage, blood, or they reside together. So when you hear the word domestic, that's what that means.
Are you able to confirm the relationship these two have?
I'll just say it was a domestic assault, out of respect for them.
Sounds good. Thank you for your time.